Hey guys, Leroy Green 85 had responded to Todd E. Walnut's post or video on what movies he felt should be in the Criterion Collection that aren't. And Leroy Green 85 thought that I should respond and Aaron Pin should respond. And I agree. I think it's a good topic. I've done something like this before, but it's been a couple of years at least. So I think it's time to kind of revisit the list, see what movies there are that should be on the Criterion Collection that are not, and kind of take it from there. So, without further ado, let's get started. There are just a lot of great movies on the Criterion Collection, but you know what? They've missed a lot of great ones too. And so this is an attempt to point out some that I think should probably be on the Criterion Collection, or would be really nice to see them on the Criterion Collection. So let's start with one that Todd mentioned, which is Hoosiers. This is a great movie. Dennis Hopper, Barbara Hershey, Gene Hackman. It's been called by some the best sports movie ever made. I won't argue with that. It's an excellent movie. Shows a lot about leadership, a lot about how to coach, a lot about how to handle people differently, and a lot about making a strong team out of folks that maybe aren't the strongest, on the outset, or on the from afar. You wouldn't think necessarily they'd be as strong as they could be. Uh, and it's based on a true story, which makes it even kind of nicer. One of these real good feel-good movies. Great performances by Dennis Hopper and Gene Hackman in particular. But overall, the whole cast did great in this one, and I would definitely like to see that on the Criterion Collection. It's really had bare bones releases, as Todd pointed out up until now. Be nice to see it come out with a full blown, interviews with some of the stars, and where are they now, and that kind of stuff would be really cool. So I'm a big fan of seeing that one on the Criterion Collection. All right, next up is Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. This was made later in his career, and actually features Martin Scorsese as Vincent van Gogh, which is kind of interesting. But the movie explores the cost of war, the perils of nuclear power, and especially humankind's need to harmonize with nature. It should be an enchanting and enthralling piece, and Akira Kurosawa is well represented in the Criterion Collection now, but not with Dreams. It's a colorful movie. It's one of the few color ones he did, so really love to see that one in the collection. This is such a great movie. I can't believe it's not on the Criterion Collection. William Holden, Gloria Swanson, the director Eric von Stroheim playing a butler in Billy Wilder's classic Sunset Boulevard, one of my favorite films of all time. It's just such an iconic movie. It's been spoofed by Carol Burnett and others over the years, but you really can't beat the role. And the role for Gloria Swanson, of course, was perfect for her. She was a silent film star who, when talkies came in, kind of faded away, and that's the role she plays. So it's kind of a art imitating life, or life imitating art, or something like that. But I think it'd be great on the Criterion Collection to go back and revisit it and get the best possible print and do something with that. So I'm a big fan of that one going on to the Criterion Collection, absolutely. Well, Robin Hood's been done by many, but never as good as by Errol Flynn, and the gorgeous Olivia de Havilland has made Marion. Just a wonderful cast, wonderful movie, the best of the Robin Hood movies. And it would be a natural for the Criterion Collection. We need a good swashbuckling adventure, kind of a classic thing like that Criterion could do so well with, and have a lot of behind the scenes things, or at least I don't know if it's possible to get information. Well, who knows with Criterion? You can get just about anything. So I'd be excited to see what they could turn up. The DVDs have already turned up some pretty cool stuff, but the Criterion Collection normally can certainly add to that. So I'd love to see that. This movie was kind of the inspiration for Blowout with John Travolta in it, but it's Michelangelo Antonioni's Blow Up, which is similar in that a photographer believes he may have photographed a murder taking place. And it's a classic movie. I'm surprised it's not on there already because there's already quite a few Antonionis. I think there's 4 Antonioni movies already on the Criterion Collection. So it would be great to have this one added, and I certainly look forward to that. Sidney Poitier, Katharine Hepburn, and Spencer Tracy in his last performance in the classic Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Wouldn't that be great on the Criterion Collection? Really love to see that one. So hopefully this one sometime would make. I even like the cover right here. Use that one as the cover. It's perfect. I'd love to see it come out on the Criterion Collection. Great performances, a great theme, one that still today has some meaning, and really be great to see that one on Criterion Collection. Let's hope. A teenager fueled by unrequited love and maybe a screwed up history anyway, writes some songs and records them on just a reel-to-reel and a reel-to-reel and cassette recorder, takes them out to local shops and along with a friend, and years later they become huge cult recordings. And by this time he's like a mental patient and gained quite a bit of weight and so on, but still the cult following is there. The Devil and Daniel Johnston. It's a wonderful documentary. Highly recommend it, whether it makes Criterion or not. You should check it out. But I think the Criterion Collection could do wonders with this thing and show some concert footage from him. He's still out on the road today doing various songs. Devil Town is one of his quote-unquote hits, cult hits. But if you ever get a chance to check out The Devil and Daniel Johnston, it's just a great documentary movie, and Criterion does those so well. This one's almost an automatic, I think, to come out. I believe the Criterion Collection has the rights to all the Charlie Chaplin movies, so The Kid is Unnatural. It's one of the ones that hasn't come out on Criterion yet. Really could use a nice release, and I'll be surprised if we don't see that on the Criterion Collection in the next year or two. I think Todd Browning's Freaks is just influential enough that the Criterion Collection should pick this one up. It had influences on horror movies, on real life type stuff, and of course were actual freaks, if you want to, I don't know if that was the term then, in the movie, and I think it'll be a good one. Okay, here's a movie I've never seen, but everything I've read about this says that was the greatest. Sunrise is the greatest silent movie ever made. It's a love story. Obviously, there's no sound in it. I think they could put lovely modern day pieces behind it. Somebody could orchestrate something for it, if there isn't one already. The scenes I've seen from it are gorgeous. I think it'd make a great Criterion release. Why not? It's supposed to be the best silent movie ever. Last but not least, one of my favorite movies of all time, Glengarry Glen Ross. Great performances all the way around. Alec Baldwin's piece on ABC, Always Be Selling. I know it's ABS, but always be closing. Sorry, Always Be Closing. ABC, Always Be Closing. A group of middle-aged salespeople who are down on their luck, who get these perhaps gold in the Glengarry Glen Ross leads, new properties that they can sell, new leads that came in, and these guys, like I said, they're going from house to house, struggling to make these condo sales, these timeshare sales, I guess they are, and it's really powerful. It's a powerful movie with powerful performances. Everybody in this, the whole cast is wonderful in it. Jack Lemmon is wonderful. Kevin Spacey is wonderful in it. It really is just a dynamic cast. Pacino's great. Everybody's great. The dialogue in it is fantastic. The scenes are touching and moving and depressing all at once. Highly recommend this one if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, Criterion, why don't you put it on the collection? Because it would just be great to have it in there, in a pristine shape with maybe commentary from Maybe Alec Baldwin would be great. Let's do it before we can't do, before you can't get these kind of commentaries anymore. Highly recommend Glenn Ross for the Criterion Collection. Hey guys, that wraps it up for movies that I think should be on the Criterion Collection. What are your choices? What movies do you think should be in the Criterion Collections? Let me know down below in your comments. Make a video response to this one, or Todd's, or Aaron's, or something. But be well. Subscribe to Toddy Walnuts. He's got a great channel. I can't say enough about his channel. It's very interesting, especially if you like horror. Aaron Pinn, of course, great guy. And Leroy Green, 85. He's a guy that you should subscribe to. He's not making a lot of videos right now, but when he does, they're always good and always interesting. And he's just a great YouTuber to know. So that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and take care.